Okay, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've last made a video, and today this is kind of a live stream, but sadly I can't film live. So really I'm just gonna talk you through a little bit of some of my fishing gear while I play a little bit of music in the background. First thing I want to show off to you guys is some of my favorite springtime baits. For example, like in the spring and stuff, when bass are pushing up into the shallow to spawn, and smaller fish like bluegill are going to be on the menu. So one of my favorite baits to throw is a Stormer Rashi square bill in the bluegill color, about 2 to 5 feet. You can really just see how beat up this thing is. My biggest bass that I've caught on this thing was about, let's say, like 3, maybe 4 pounds. Very good bait. Highly would recommend getting one of these things. But in reality, any other bluegill colored square bill crankbait would work. Here's another one, a Strike King square bill. This is in like a green sunfish pattern. Basically any small panfish / bluegill sunfish kind of thing would work really well. See what else I got. Oh, I also have some saltwater stuff that I want to show off. For example, right here, here's a prime example of some saltwater favorite. This is a Penn Jigmaster. This holds, what I have on it is 50-pound spider wire, about 300 yards or so. Then the rest is mono. It's very weak mono, so because I'm not really going to expect to go down to the mono, especially if you're just dropping it straight down off the boat. Another reel that I have is this. I still don't know the name of it. It was kind of in a package deal. It's a level wind reel, as you can see. The only hint that I have is that it says Japan on the bottom. If anybody knows what this reel is, please let me know down in the comments below. If you could, that would help me a lot. Another thing that I'm probably going to use in cold water fishing, especially when I go to my friend's ponds shortly, like probably next weekend or so, is this right here. 1/8 ounce spoon. In the winter time and stuff, fish are super sluggish. So you want to slow down your presentation or however the crap you pronounce it. And you just want to have a nice slow profile on how you work your baits, because fish, they're lethargic. They don't want to have to chase down meals. They want to gain energy but not lose energy, if that makes any sense. Those are some lures that I have. They're just like, so I have like a little desk with this little backboard here, and I have just these 3 lures sitting on it. Now what I want to show off, tackle box. This is a lot of stuff. Now I'm pretty sure I have all the boxes in here, so I scatter all this stuff around. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in these side pockets here. First what we're going to do is we're going to open the side pocket and see all my small soft plastics. These are for my smaller panfish fishing. Got these Crappie Magic, Crappie Magic, you guys pronounce it however you want. But there's a bunch of packs of them in here, and I just smushed them in. They're in like a chartreuse color. And I've got these Euro Tackle Micro Finesse little tubes. It's weird for what they are. Got this in a mystery tackle box. Made in Russia. It says they're scented, so let's just give it a smell. You can't really smell anything. Maybe when I pull them out of the pack and use them, maybe they'll start smelling. But they're in like this green, like bright green pumpkin. Then I have these Callan's triple grubs. These Teckle grubs. They're basically a normal grub, but with a bunch of little nubs on the end. I don't really know what they were going for when they made this, but there's a bunch of these little grubs. And second, I got these creme frisky frogs from Walmart. I've caught a lot of fish on these things, and they work super well. That wraps up that pocket. This is just for, this pocket's like for small panfish stuff. Which I have, if you can't hear the music in the background, I can just turn it up a little bit. So that wraps up that pocket. This pocket here. Now, there on the back, there's a pocket because I couldn't fit all my soft plastics in here. But this is some of the soft plastic. They're like mini flukes, essentially. They're meant for springtime, maybe wintertime fishing. I don't know. So put those back in. Now we're going to start on the soft plastic portion of my main compartment. This is all Bass soft plastics. So we're going to start. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. I think we're going to start off with these. I got these from Walmart. Walmart now makes soft plastics. They're basically a kind of a Senko knockoff. And for what they are, I am really shocked about the quality of these. This actually feels like good soft plastic. Not like that crap where it's all stiff. Like a lot of cheaper soft plastic like a lot of cheap soft plastics are. This actually feels really limp, and I feel like this would work really well. On soft plastics, there's like a limit. You got super stiff. For big baits, you can just go as stiff as you want. Like musky baits, like musky soft plastics, like my Medusas. Which I actually helped create a color for. I also kind of have a collaboration with Suick, but not going to really complain about that. Not really going to brag about that. But you can go really stiff with heavy plastics and super limp with soft plastic, like small soft plastics, but not insanely soft, like Googan baits. Like screw the Googan squad, screw them. Another thing here, I got some brush hogs, classic bass bait. Your grandpa or your uncle probably fishes these by just dragging them on the bottom. Another thing I got were these Zoom horny toads in my bag. Never fished these, I just picked them up at Ollie's. So we're gonna try these out. And to wrap it up, got some trick worms. You can never go wrong with trick worms. That wraps up the soft plastic portion of my bag. So we're gonna try and stuff everything in here. So where shall we start? Let's start here. Actually, this needs some work, so we'll do that as well. This here is my crankbaits, like my main crankbaits. Well, one of mine is this Rapala here. Just your standard, what is this? It's a standard Rapala floating. We're gonna measure this and see how long it is. Probably the F7, probably 7 centimeters. But this bait, I caught my largest smallmouth bass on. Awesome bait. Another bait I got in here is another Strike King square bill and chartreuse sexy shad. Another bait, Rapala DT6. You notice I have a obsession with Rapala. Another bait, jointed. I think this is a J11 if I'm correct. This is a very old bait. This is one that's probably older than me. Then another really tiny Rapala. I can probably keep filling it up. Like with these baits here, I can probably just squish them in here. Just put them in there. Yeah, there's the big boy. Then, come on, small boy, get in there. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, so that wraps up this box. Set that to the side. Yes, now, top water. I love top water fishing. Probably the coolest type of fishing. Getting to see something blow up on your bait. Such an awesome thing to see. First thing we have is a big Rebel popper. This is a big boy. I don't know if this is the original or the Magnum popper. You guys will just have to let me know, but it is a chunky boy. Next bait in here, Heddon Zara Spook. This thing is a legend in the top water fishing industry. It is just a classic. It was the first walk the dog type bait. Just zip it alongside and you'll probably get a hit or two. Next thing we got is a Storm Chug Bug. This thing has some of the loudest rattles I have ever heard. It's kind of obnoxious. I mean, just listen to this. It makes my ears ring from how loud it is. Another bait. This is an antique, but I'm still gonna fish with it. Look how old this popper is. It has a built-in wire leader. It is just old. But I'm gonna see if I can catch fish with it still. What next? We got more poppers. These little poppers. This one was like kind of like one of those Amazon poppers. Then this is just a Rebel small popper, like a what is that, like the mini popper? But this I've caught a ton of fish on for I've caught many rock bass on. Now, rock bass aren't really a game fish, but yeah. Next bait, Heddon Torpedo. Classic smallmouth bait. One thing you'll notice, I replaced the hooks on all of these baits because they're like those shiny, like silver hooks. I just replaced them with some smaller, short shank hooks. For one, they're better. They're just better quality hooks, and I've sharpened them so they're ridiculous. And next, another popper. This is just the standard size. That wraps up top water box. We keep moving a little quick with this. Oh, flip. Sorry, the music stopped. There we go. This is the terminal box. It's kind of boring. I'm just gonna go over it real quick. We got these 3/16 ounce bullet weights. And then these however big these hooks are. I think they're just 3/0 EWG hooks. But that wraps up the terminal box. This is kind of just a miscellaneous box. I don't really know what's inside of it other than this Strike Pro Inquisitor jerkbait. Never fished this before. I'm going to try it out. I've had this thing for like 5 years and never fished it. I don't know why. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous bait. Just put another clear coat on it so it's extra durable. And got myself a Panther Martin spinner in here. And that wraps up that box. So, now, the rods. Yay. Okay, so first I think we're going to go over the smaller rods. So, first up, we got one of these cheaper Walmart combos, like the Ozark Trail ones. $9. I got these. $9 for these 10. You can probably get them cheaper. I'm just up here in Pennsylvania near State College, so things are expensive. But really cheap. I got these for fishing in saltwater, like in the canals, because if they get broken, they get broken. I mean, it's only $9. I got 2 of these. One for me and one for my mom. So we're going to put that back. I got like this round rod rack over here, so you probably can't see all the rods. Next up is a spin cast combo. An old spin cast. Old Zebco 33 Feather Touch. That thing I clean all the time just to have fun and clean it. Next is another Zebco 33 combo. It's the Zebco 33 brown label. Once I get this other rod put back in, I'll show it to you. Get in there. There we go. Here it is. As an old reel, but it works fine. Then there's just another Zebco 5.6 rod that has no reel on it, so no need to worry about that. Alright, now here, this is one that I recently got, the rod anyway. This is a Quantum Kinetic PT with 30-pound braid on it, on a glorious Berkley cherry wood. Matchy. This is a 6.6 medium action, 1/4 to 3/4 ounce. Next, this is probably one of my favorite. This is the one I use in the spring. This is a Bass Pro Shops Rick Clunn Signature Series matching combo. And it's spooled up with 40-pound braid. And 20-pound monofilament for a leader. This is a heavy action rod. I use a heavy action rod with big square bill crankbaits because you don't really need sensitivity for crankbaits. But I think a heavy action rod just helps, especially with those bigger fish. And because those big crankbaits have so much resistance against them. It's just a pain in the butt. I'm trying to move my rod racks. This thing is so heavy. Next up, one of my surf casting combos. This is a Penwrath 4000 on a Tikka graphite. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's a Tikka. Interesting story about this rod. It was the last day when I was on the Outer Banks. I was swimming, having fun, kind of fishing, and I saw something like going in and out of the wave, poking out. Lo and behold, it was this rod just sitting there And it had a pen slammer on it. The reel, it's kind of scrapped. I'm still trying to find parts for it. But it's an old pen slammer. Excuse me. And the rod was fine. The rod's fine. I just had to get a new tip for it. And it's all good. I'm going to use this thing for Spanish mackerel casting. Next up, just a standard medium your standard medium action spinning rod. Right here. Just a Amazon reel. This thing's actually really good. It's like a scaling thing. Comes with a spare spool and all that goodness. It's just really, it's a really good, solid reel. Spooled up with 8-pound Berkley Big Game. This Berkley Big Game mono, like the low pounder stuff, it's so thin. Like this feels like 4-pound mono, but it's really 8-pound test. So really, well, I think it's more like 6, but still. Next combo, my ultralight. This PC Fun Flame 500 on a Shakespeare Micro Series 5-foot ultralight. The total with 15-pound braid in that Big Game. I only paid $40 for this whole setup here, and I think that's it's so good. And that wraps up the rods, and I think that also wraps up the reels. Another thing I want to show off is one of my pellet rifles. I still need to get some scope turret caps for it, but this is a Crosman Valiant break barrel 22 pellet rifle. It's unloaded, of course, but the weird thing about it is the safety. This is the safety here. I don't like that, but I got a 3x9 scope for it. So and the stock on it. It originally came with some like hardwood stock. It was like maple or something, but I got that replaced with a custom stock. It's made of Ipe, which is a South American hardwood. It's freaking beefy. This thing weighs so much, but I like it. And the ammo I got for it's just these Ultra Magnum pellets. They're cheap. They get the job done. No worries. Well, I think that wraps up this video here with everything. Wait, I think I actually got some more stuff. Yeah, I got some more stuff. Hang on, y'alls. This doesn't wrap up. This doesn't wrap it up. Not that soon. I still got some more goodies in here. Shooting targets. Some old line. Bite alarm. Carp fishing bite alarm. And I also got some baits to show you. Like, for example, this saltwater popper here. It's like a tsunami popper. I got this for muskie. I haven't really used it. I had a follow on it, but so far it's just, I don't know. And then this thing, I don't know. My mom bought it for me for Christmas, but have you ever seen a weirder bait than this? The Lunker Hunt Battle Beetle. What the heck is this? Explain to me. What is this? Another thing. This frog. It's a Zoom frog. Look at the size of that thing. It's so big for a frog. It's more junk in my... I have like a fishing junk drawer. I just throw a bunch of random crap in. Love it. Absolutely love it. What was that fell? Nothing important. And I think that wraps it up for this video. I hope you like it. It's, of course, long, uncut, just showing off fishing tackle. But I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. That would help out a lot to try and get more kids into the sport of fishing and hunting. But with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. And, yeah, stay hooked, breathe air, stay out of drugs.